Hello. Have you ever seen that robot chicken skit with Turbo Teen? Like, and if so, how did you react to it?
I think I saw a clip of it, but I haven't seen the whole episode.
Yeah, I haven't seen it at all, so you'll have to elaborate.
Okay. So it was like, I'm pretty sure like Turbo Teen turned into the car and like people were vandalizing it and stuff, and like, and like I think some people and like two people like had like banged in the car also. Yeah.
I would not be the least bit surprised
know.
if somebody who worked on the show didn't work on
Yes.
Robo Chicken then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got another question. What is your stance on the fear rib debate? You know, the frenzy is red, rumble is blue debate. What's your stance on that?
The what?
I'm not familiar with that.
So there's this Transformers character called Frenzy. He is one of Soundwave's cassettes, and in the cartoon he is blue, and in the
That
toy
was
line
probably
he's
the
red.
marketing department. I'll be very honest with you. Somebody there said we will probably sell more units if we change the color. I'm being very honest.
I'm just wondering, what's your stance on that? Would you
as
rather
long as
like cartoon
as long as my check clears, I will go with
Yes.
whatever the producer likes.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Hi. Out of curiosity, for Transformers, what has been like either the most bizarre or weirdest script y'all have ever seen,
Bizarre script?
or like, or what's it called, or like, nah.
Well, for me, when I was drawing on the Transformers, I can't think of anything bizarre off the top of my head because it was pretty straightforward, a lot of the adventures. Unless you have one that you wrote that you know about.
No.
I didn't have any problems with the scripts at all.
I am credited on 3. I rewrote, I should say, scenes or acts in a few others. But since I was a story editor at that time, I never put my name on somebody else's script, even if I did a major rewrite on it. We sometimes got scripts that did not meet the bare minimum standard of what we thought was okay to put on the air, and it would be handed to somebody in the office. Polish this up as fast as you can, because at the same time I'd be polishing up a Transformers, I'd also be writing herd on the G.I. Joes that were being done. Probably the weirdest one I was involved in would be Carnage in C minor, because it going back to Filmation, the root of that was an idea I had for a musical superhero that I suggested to Lou that he laughed at, and that was the end of that. And it was one of those days where we've got to get something in the hopper fast. And I said, well, what about a musical? And yeah, go with it. So I cranked it out as fast as I could. I was doing the best I possibly could under the circumstances, but with a gun to your head and you got to get it out the door as fast as you can, you can't go back and fix all the stuff you'd like.
Thank you.
Hmm?
Hello, really cool to meet y'all. So you said that you always thought that giant robots was going to be the next big thing.
Yeah.
Did you, at the time, have any feeling, either of y'all, that this was the big giant robot thing?
Oh, yeah.
And,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Looking back at it, how do you feel about how it's
Vindicated.
affected people?
Yeah.
Vindicated.
Yeah.
Great. Thank
me-
y'all. You did really
Yeah.
good.
For me, it was a lot. I had been familiar with a lot of anime back in the 80s that were just starting to come to America. There are shows that are like Giant Gorg and Macross and stuff was all out there. I knew growing up was like, I love this stuff. I hope they bring it to America in some form or fashion. And luckily they did.
I'm going to go back further than that, because before those shows, before Gigantor, there was a French animated film that's known in America as The Adventures of Mr. Wonderbird, and it was chopped up into little short segments to run as a serial on TV. And it's the best way to describe it. It's a very charming cartoon. If you find it, watch it. It's really good. But it's essentially if Hans Christian Andersen wrote Metropolis, okay? It's got these fairy tale characters in a very oppressive, semi-futuristic society. And the evil king in it has a giant robot he runs around in, and he's like tormenting people, and it's got one eye as a searchlight, and another eye, if I remember correctly, is this fan that he can just blow people away, literally. And I'm like 5 or 6 years old watching this, and giant robots were cemented in my psyche at that moment.
That's cool.